What's up, guys? Captain's back with the very last part for the trailer video. We started all the way from the list here, and now we head to the top 10 characters in the list. So, like I said, this whole tier list has been in order, but but these top 10 characters are going to matter the most. Because top tiers are what probably make characters, are what, are what players usually mostly play and get wins with, basically. But to be honest, who is the best out of all of them? Well, certain amount of top players play certain amount of top characters. Knowing that I've already listed some characters earlier that some players play, if I already talked about your character, then it's not in top 10. So these top 10 characters I have not talked at all about. They are indeed top tier. So I guess we should get started. And number 10 is Wolf. Beginning of Smash Ultimate, Wolf was already a threat to most players. And knowing Wolf now, I don't think he's got buffed or nerfed. He's got some good combos. He has a good neutral. Good shield options. And he's just great in the air. To be honest, there's not really anything wrong with Wolf that much. Although he is a little bit slow. A little, not that slow, but he's not Sonic's level. Not Sonic's level speed, but not this slow speed. And he does kind of a terrible recovery. Uppy hardly sends you up that far because Uppy is probably more, Wolf's Uppy is probably more worse than how it was in Brawl, but most people say it's probably better. Knowing that Brawl was a pretty mediocre game, so. But Wolf Flash works a lot more better than Uppy sometimes. Depending if you're vertical from stage, you can actually get back with that. And if you're not lucky, you could get a spike or the hitbox on it, which can actually bring stuff back. In fact, that is like one of Wolf's best combo finishers. It's either that or back air, because back air, Wolf, all the species have, like I said, all the species have a great back air, but Wolf is probably the strongest one. It brings the most comebacks. It's literally good edge guarding tool. It just does a lot. It just does a lot for you and get you out of a bunch of situations. Knowing you can combo that's fair to back air. It's just a great move. But that's really just much it. Wolf is a pretty good character in general, but with those struggles that I think that just make him not top 10 or barely into top 10 lists, I think that's what just brings him down. Maybe they can make Uppy more better, or actually make him more faster. That will probably get him higher into top 10. But until then, I'm just keeping Wolf here for now. But players to watch out for: Tweak uses some of his secondaries. Ouch, which I don't think he's played much offline that much. Dexter, who has been playing him a lot offline mostly. And Larry Lur, who has, if you've seen him in Special Tour, you would see he literally got the 3-0 reverse against Yanni, one of the best thieves in the world, with Wolf. And actually bringing the biggest clutch in Game 3. In that opinion, I think Larry Lur is probably the best Wolf player in the world, in my opinion. So, shout out to you, Larry. Alright, next character that we have, the number 9th best character in the game, is Snake. I know most players have him lower than this, but I have my reasons. Yes, he does lose he and Wolf do lose to similar matchups, like Palutena, Mario, Joker, Pikachu. He does lose to those matchups. But he can bring the biggest comebacks. Fair is like, I think he's got one of the fastest spikes in the game. course, he does have the point where he has to camp, but it's actually not. It's probably actually one of the best camp. He probably does the best at camping out of all the characters. The grenades are a good way to trap your opponent. C4 is just broken. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. Of course, he does have recovery, and probably the only character in the game besides Banjo with infinite recovery. But Banjo's just more terrible, and his infinite recovery is more hard to pull out. But Snake's, it's just easy. But you still take damage from it either way. But here's the thing. He has some of the best. F Smash kills extremely early. Although he can also approach. He does have a good neutral in general. But if you're off stage, Snake can literally trap you with the Nikita, or he can throw some grenades out, or he can actually go out there and edge guard. Like Fair kills really early, like I said earlier. So you have to watch out for some of those moves. But even though with that, Snake's actually pretty quick. He's like the best camper in the game, to be honest. He was also top 10 in Brawl, so it's not really surprised seeing him in top 10 again. But the reason why he's probably this low is because since we've been online, we haven't really seen that much of Snake offline. Other with Cola playing him a bit for one of his secondaries, I think. And Cola did win an Infinity Con, so he did probably use Snake somewhere during Infinity Con. So that's good for him. But other players besides him are Alandis. If I didn't say it right, he's on the screen. Just look at it. Apollo Cage. I don't know if I said that right either, but he's also one of them. And we got MVD, who has played Snake since Brawl. So it's good that we have a Snake veteran. And we had to have the Snake veteran in this. So let's move on to number 8. Alright, for the next part, the next character that we have, number 8th best character in the game, Samus. As of y'all know, I'm not really much a Samus person in this game. Well, if you haven't known, well, now I revealed it. Samus, she is pretty quick. She's quick. Sadly, the down throw does not combo anymore as it did in Smash 4. But she's still able to get over it and actually get some new stuff that's still making her good in top tier. As y'all know, she has one of the top 5 best air speeds in the game. Not that she has one of the best ones. She can space you with side B or her Zair, which I think is pretty good. Knowing that she has a paralyzing move from neutral B or her down smash that can probably kill to almost any smash attack or special. Well, basically just up B or down B. Oh, I haven't talked about that. Down B, if you get Nair or down smash or into down B, you get the sweet spot. You could actually probably kill your opponent at around 40 or 50. That move kills extremely early. Down B kills extremely early. Probably one of the best spikes in the game. Well, it's Samus' best spike. I mean, down air is alright, but it's just not as good as down B. We've seen a lot more Samus offline than online, which I can understand. But the reason why she's probably slow is, as y'all know, during when Pyrometro came out, neutral air has more end lag in it. Up B actually starts up 4 more frames slower, which kind of makes it a little hard to hit it sometimes. Of course, neutral air was actually one of the best combo starters to kill confirms, which is kind of bad. Which is kind of bad, but she can still get used to it. Of course, her up air is still almost, well, it's good, but not as good as it was in Smash 4. And pretty much that's all I have to say about Zero Suit Samus. Players to watch out for is really just Mars offline. I haven't really seen that much Mars. Well, there might have been some Japanese players that play Mars online. I mean, not Mars, Zero Suit Samus online or offline. I'm not sure. I haven't really seen much Zero Suit Samus from nobody much. And I think Mars is probably the best Zero Suit Samus in the world, to be honest. Knowing that he's played Zero Suit Samus in Smash 4 and still carrying on from the character, which actually makes it pretty good. But she does lose to some of the other top tiers in the list, including with Pikachu and Pichu. Pikachu and Pichu are kind of a struggle, are kind of good against Zero Suit Samus because you can probably camp her out. Knowing that Esam still lost to Mars in Genesis 7 though, which is kind of upsetting knowing that Pikachu wins that matchup against Zero Suit Samus. But anyway, if they buff this character, they probably just have to make all her moves more faster and make down throw more. Give her back her Smash 4 down throw. That's all I really want from this. Because down throw was like one of the best moves in Smash 4. And other than that, that's pretty much it for Zero Suit Samus. Alright, number 7th best character in the game is indeed a character that was a little more bad in Smash 4, but actually changed a lot in this game. And that's Shulk. What can I start from this character? Well, he basically has a better hero RNG. But the fact that it's not random, but it is more or less than Hero's RNG, but that doesn't really matter with Shulk. Shulk does have some good shield options. He does have some good combos, but it mostly all comes from his Monado. Monado comes out way more quicker now. And it's more easier to do instead of just keep pressing B to just get it. Smash, you can kill people extremely early with the Monado. Buster is the best way to rack up damage. Shield, if you're in a high percentage, you have a better chance of not dying. Jump, it's just better for recovering, I guess. And speed, I'm pretty sure most combos come out from Shulk's speed, which is extremely good. Now, with all these stuff, Shulk can actually get himself out of some crazy matchups, and because of the Monado, he actually beats more than half of the characters in the game because of the Monado. If you're in the low, if your opponent's at low percentage, just get Buster or Speed to start up some combos or rack up damage. Mid percentages, just get Smash so you can probably get some early kills. But if you're high percent, then you don't really have to use Monado. Even without the Monado, Shulk is actually still extremely good. Knowing that he can still get out of these situations. But his worst matchup is probably just Palutena. Knowing that no matter what Monado Shulk's in, Palutena can still combo out of this character. Which is kind of ridiculous, knowing what Shulk is actually capable of. But I'd like most of the sword. Well, like some of the sword characters in the game, Shulk does kind of rely on spacing. But he's got his Monado, so there can be some good out of that. Players to watch out for are Comb and Nico. And I've seen them online and offline, so I think the Shulk game, I think Shulk players are actually rising up at this point. So the reason why he's this low, I don't really see much people play him. I haven't really seen people win much majors with Shulk. And I think Shulk is probably the least amount of the least top tier character, or no, the least character out of my top 10 character that I've seen in top 8s much. But besides that, he's still good. It's just that we need more people playing him. Alright, number 6 best character in the game is Lucina. Now, for most of y'all, I play Marth more than Lucina, but Lucina's just way better. Knowing she could still get the same amount of kills with, well, not really stronger kills, but she can get better kills without Marth. Better than Marth without the tipper effect. Her back air is insane off stage. She can cover a lot of space during edge guarding. Her shield break move, like you probably just saw now, is just way more better than Marth. Her recovery is pretty decent. It's not the best recovery, but it's still good to get out of situations. But even though without the up B recovery, that is like one of her best out of shield options. That move comes out comes out really fast. I don't know what frame exactly. Probably around frame 4 or 5. I'm not exactly sure about that. I'm not really exactly sure. Of course, Sabi is not as well as her, not as strong as Marfa Roy's is. Counter pretty decent, much, but she just has some. She has some extreme speed with all her moves, which make her extremely good. Of course, as most Swords characters, she is kind of a spacer. But even though that's really how you're mostly just going to win with Lucina, just spacing out the opponent, reading your character's roles. And maybe who knows, probably getting some insane spikes. But she does lose to probably her biggest matchup. She probably loses to is Pikachu, knowing that he could literally just thunder jolt and just combo Lucina. Knowing that Lucina can't really do much against Pikachu. But even though then Lucina's still a good character, even if you're facing Pikachu or not, which is extremely good. Knowing that we've been playing online, Lucina has both Marth and Lucina are probably terrible online. But when offline gets back on, hopefully we probably see a lot more Lucina. It's not that Lucina's not playable online, but you're not going to get as much as wins at her. As much as wins as some other characters. Players to watch out for are MK Leo uses her for secondary. Mr. E. Poppet 1. Yeah, Poppet 1 I think is probably the best Lucina in Australia. And in Proto Banham, I have not really seen him much online. I think he actually switched to Min online. But during offline, he was actually one of the best Lucinas during offline and Smash Ultimate, so I'm putting him on in this list as one of the best Lucina players. Alright, now we've officially head to top 5 of the top 5 best characters in the game. Those 9, 10 to 6 best characters in the game were basically honorable mentions for top 5. But now, this is really the deal here. What are the best 5 characters in the game? And number 5, Nintendo's mascot that's been with Nintendo for like over 35 years. Well, no, about 35 years, is Mario. Now, during the beginning of Special Ultimate, his character was already broken, and he still is now. And to explain, Mario has some of the best combos from almost any percentage. He's got some good out-of-shield options. He does well in neutral. He does extremely good with platform stages, especially Yoshi's Story, which is Mario's best stage. Knowing that, up air is like one of the best combo tools. Like, it combos ridiculous. You can get from up air, you can probably get from a landing up air, you could probably get to a fair. Or you're that lucky you could get up air to fair if you're landing or not. You could get it to up B, which works extremely good on Yoshi Story on top platforms. To be honest, Mario's up air is probably like one of the best up airs in the game, and it's a ladder. It's literally just a ladder tool. Knowing that Mario's side B, it's really good. It's really good off stage. Not only that, you could probably do some ledge stuff with it. Flood is extremely ridiculous. Fireballs is a good way to set up your opponent. Not only that, up smash is probably like his best, but back air is a good combo tool as well. Most of these moves are sticks on shield, and I think up air actually comes up at frame 4, if I'm not mistaken. Besides that, Mario is just all around. He literally does good at almost everything. Knowing he does lose to Shulk just because of how much he could just outcamp Mario, outspace him and stuff. And that's really much Mario's biggest struggle. But besides that, I feel like Mario is probably never going to be forgotten. People are still going to be playing this character at this day. And we're going to be seeing a lot more Mario players. Some players to watch out for are Dark Wizzy, who doesn't really play that much online because he's more offline person. We have Prodigy, who 3-0'd MK Leo at... He literally 3-0'd MK Leo in Frostbite 2020. But MK Leo still got the win in Frostbite 2020 from Lucia's side. We also got Nayo, who's probably one of the best Japanese Mario players, I think. And we have Cobra, which I've seen some of his Mario plays, and he's extremely well with them. That I like playing Mario. Mario's probably gonna be one of my favorite characters to play. And even though he's not like even though he's not like Smash 4 Mario, I feel like this Mario is extremely way better. I think most people could think that. And let's just move on to number 4. Alright, number 4 best character is a character that most people play online and offline, and extremely better than how she was in Smash 4, and that's Palutena. Now, Palutena, her specials got significantly better. Well, basically just, they replaced it her old side B to explosive light, which is actually extremely good for killing. Even though Palutena is extremely more faster, Nair is a good juggle tool. She does have some teleport cancel that most people don't really use, but it's not really that much important as long as you're just trying to style on the opponent. Palutena's got some good combos from down throw and down tilt from a certain area from down tilt that can actually kill confirm to forward air or back air, which works extremely more better. Knowing that Palutena is kind of floaty, but even though she did kind of get some nerfs with some of her moves, but her biggest nerf is probably from her grab. Her grab range is extremely... They decreased her grab range, basically. Which kind of made a big change on her. But even with that, that does kind of lead to more terrible matchups. Like Naro said, Chrom, it was more easier to space out Chrom with the Nair because of her grab, but because of her grab range, Chrom is more easier. There's a better chance that Chrom gets his jab or something like that, because, like Naro said, I think Chrom and Pikachu is probably his worst matchups for Palutena, which I can see. But with them, you could still edge guard people with the counter. You can still go up there and edge guard with them. And her moves come out really extremely fast, so people play her online, offline just equally. the equal amount. So, but but with online, I feel like Palutena's actually become probably like top 20. I think, knowing how good she is. I actually plan to play Palutena pretty decent online, which is actually extremely good. Good for me and some other people, but I'm not really a Palu main, so I can't really say much about her that. But players to watch out for are Nairo. Well, he mostly a Sephiroth main now. You got Midnight. I think Louise kind of plays the character, I'm not exactly sure. And that's pretty much it. I just hope they put her grab range back or actually make her extremely more faster. If I'm forgetting any Palutena mains, just let me know. Alright, now we've officially hit top 3. And now, for number 3, most people say he was the best character in the game in the beginning, but I think Charizard or Ivysaur got some nerfs. I'm not sure. But number 3 in this list, we have Pokemon Trainer. As y'all know, Pokemon Trainer was actually mid-tier in Brawl, knowing how bad Ivysaur and Charizard were. But now with the buffs, these characters are extremely more better, I think. And I probably should explain them one by one. Squirtle, he's the quickest out of all of them. He's got some good bread and butter combos from down air, no down throw, which make him extremely good. His up is good for killing, but it does kill you as well. Squirrel's just extremely fast, which makes him probably better out of all of them. He's a good character if you're starting the game. Probably better to start off with Squirrel, knowing you can probably just start up racking up some damage with him. His recovery is probably decent out of the other characters. But even though with that, he's extremely quick. I think up air to double jump up B is actually a kill confirm at around over 120, but you have to be close to ledge for that. But even though with that, Squirtle's probably not used the most. He's probably used the least amount, I think, out of all 3 of them. But that's not really a problem. Knowing that you can actually change faster. And speaking of that, once you feel like you have enough damage or mid%, you could change to Ivysaur. Now, Ivysaur is extremely better in this game. Knowing that the grapple recovery is extremely good, you can actually get kills with down throw to up B. Vine Whip is just extremely ridiculous in the game. Down there is one of the best 2-frame tools. You don't even have to 2-frame. You can literally just get the down air spike, even on stage. And opponent doesn't even have to grab. And opponent doesn't even have to get on the ledge before you can even get the spike, which makes Ivysaur, I think, extremely good. Of course, Razor Leaf, probably a camping tool. Well, I kind of feel like Razor Leaf's a camping tool or some good approaching tool. But down air to up air on platforms, extremely good. Ivysaur is probably the best with using platforms most of the time, which I think is probably why you probably should play Pokemon Trainer on Battlefield or Pokemon Stadium or Kalos. It's like one of their best stages. And then if you change to down B out of Ivysaur, you have the least best character out of all of them, but that's Charizard. Charizard, he's got some okay combos, but back throw to back air can kill extremely early. In fact, I think he's got like one of the strongest back airs in the game, which make him extremely good in this. At high percentages, if you're like over 100 or somewhere around that, it's probably the best time for you to change to Charizard at that point. Knowing you could get some clutch, like Flare Blitz is annoying to deal with. You can rack up damage with Flamethrower if you want to. And to be honest, you can really just use Charizard at 80%. It's actually extremely good. I think Charizard out of all the other Pokemon trainers is probably the best character to use no matter what percent you're in. Ivysaur is pretty okay, but around high percentages, I would probably rather stay with Charizard. But even though without that, knowing that you get to hit your Pokemon, there are plenty of matchups you could face. Like probably if you're facing a heavy, you could probably choose a Squirtle. Probably. If you're playing probably against Fox or Falco, I guess. I'm just an example. Fox or Falco, you could probably change to. You could change to Ivysaur, which makes it really good to game the recovery. It can mess both of them up really bad. Or if you want to face, or if you're facing some light opponents, or maybe Joker, I'm not sure. You could change to Charizard, which gives him the not to rack up damage. Probably get some early kills with down air or back throw. I mean, no, not back, or back throw, back air, which is really good. Charizard with Rage just makes him extremely good. And the fact that they don't get fatigued like they did in the last Smash Bros. Game is really a big update between all these characters. I don't really know what their worst matchup is. I would probably have to say Lucina or Palutena, knowing that they can probably mess both of them up. Because I feel like they just do terrible against those two characters. But players to watch out for, I have a bunch. I have Beast, Ned, who's probably the only Pokemon trainer that I've seen that played offline after the pandemic. Like I said, got second at Infinity Con with Sephiroth. We have you could see the character name. I'm not gonna try pronouncing them. I'm not gonna pronounce that name. Leffen and Tweak used to play the character during the beginning of Smash Ultimate, but during that, they've stopped playing. They've seen some other characters, so they stopped playing it. And we have Pandarian, which I think he's qualified for Smash World Tour run for his region, so I'm not really much a Pokemon trainer fan, but seeing how all these characters play and their different playstyles between all these characters, you don't know what. There are plenty of Pokemon trainers out there that can do different things. You might see one playing more, more of a certain character out of the other two characters. And I think that just makes Pokemon extremely good, knowing that they can get themselves out of certain situations depending on which Pokemon they're on. And with that, maybe with some buffs with some of these, with their speed or recovery, they probably have potential being top tier. Well, probably the best character in the game. But with that, I feel like they don't beat most of the opponents off of this tier list. Because Joker, can you? I don't know, I know y'all remember from EVO 2019 how Game 4 MK Ladle just happened. It's really hard to tell. Did Tweak just lose that on purpose? Did MK Ladle really just got lucky? I have a, I don't really know what to say about this character. Alright, the second best character in the game is Joker. So here's the thing. Back then when Joker came out, people played him a lot. Okay, don't know what it says. Okay, but for real, Joker is probably one of the best. No, he really is the best DLC character in the game. His gun is extremely ridiculous. His tether recovery extremely good. Psybe is a good way to bring up damage a bit. But his throws, down throw, up throw, almost all his throws are extremely good. Down throw, down throw is probably the best down throw yet. It can come out to a bunch of things. Fair, mid percentages, you can probably get up air juggles. Even with that, I used to get down throw, up air, juggle, and then keep repeating till it gets till the opponent gets to around 70 or something like that. But but his guns are really good to use off stage. His recovery is pretty decent. If not, you could probably get some kill confirms from up throw to down smash, or if he's over the opponent's on the platform, you could probably get it to up smash, which is ridiculous. Joker just does better in neutral. He does better in almost every matchup situation. But we have not got to his Arsene mode. Once his Rebel's Guard is filled, he literally has some Super Saiyan mode that's for a limited amount of time that's called Arsene. With that, his guns are a lot more offensive. Side B is more offensive. Down B is half a counter and reflector. Up B has some invincibility in the beginning of his up B. And his down air actually spikes. But of course you can still do all your down throw up air fair stuff, which actually kill extremely early. In fact, I think Joker has the best back air edge guard in the game. Knowing you could literally just space your opponent with back air. But even though without the back air, Joker just does well in almost every situation. I think he loses to Pikachu or maybe Peach. I'm not sure. I feel like that's probably where he mostly struggles at. Knowing that Pikachu could just edgeguard Joker. And like I said, once you rack up damage while Arsene, you could still lose it. You could end up losing it, which is really bad. But Joker with Rage is probably the best Joker. Yeah, you could get down air is just really strong with Joker's Arsene. More people play this character every time. Even though he's not as much as he was good online, this character still got this chance. This character might have its potential for being the best character in the game, but he's actually the second best for me. Players to watch out for: Sharp, MKLeo, the best player in the world. Currently the best player in the world right now. I know there's some other Joker players. Yeah, Zachary plays the character for a secondary. Nairo kind of plays him. I don't know who else plays this character. But Joker just does get some good wins in majors. It's just that I don't think we really have that much Joker players out here. Knowing that we've been playing online, Joker has not really been really good of a character online. MKLeo stopped playing the character once online hit, knowing he didn't want to mess up how the character played, which I can understand. But I think without further ado, I think we can actually get to the best character in the game. Alright, the best character in the game by far, is not only than Pikachu. Like Isam said, best character in the game. Most people think he's the best. Since the beginning of Smash Ultimate, he only had one slight buff, and that was to make forward air connect better. Even though I don't really see that word. That's the thing. Pikachu, best combos in the game. You can get some kill confirms with the spike. He has a nair loop, which is extremely good. Up air is ridiculous. Thunder Jolt is just a good way to just edgeguard opponents or camp them out, which probably make one of the best neutral bees in the game. Side B is good for recovering, but it's still vulnerable. Thunder is a good way to get some early spikes off stage, but I've not really landed that much of them. Up throw to down B is a good kill confirm, knowing that you could still DI out of it. Forward throw and back throw are okay, but down throw is probably the best way to start combos. Not only that, up tilt's also a good thing to use. Knowing that Pikachu's moves are probably more weaker than Pichu's, that's that's not really much of a problem to make this character way more slightly the best character in the game. Pikachu is extremely quick. He has he can mix up his recovery options extremely good. Knowing that his biggest lost matchup is probably Mr. Game Watch. I think Game Watch is probably his big. It's probably. I think that's his worst matchup probably. Game Watch is probably his worst matchup, in my opinion. But not only that, Pikachu can literally just beat almost half the roster. In almost every other Smash Bros. Game, Pikachu was slightly decent in almost everything, in all of them. Well, not slightly decent, probably like top 20 or top 10. He was top 5 in Brawl. He was top 5 in Brawl, I think. He was probably one. He was the best character in Smash 64. Melee, he was definitely top 20. Same with Smash 4. It's probably around the same area. But this is the best Pikachu we got. This is probably the best variant of Pikachu. He does everything extremely right. There is not one problem I have with this character whatsoever. Not only that, if you get a landing there, you can probably get a kill confirmed with that with down smash. Characters to watch out for, ESAM and Shiny Marks. But ESAM has done... I can't describe how good ESAM is with Pikachu. He's played Pikachu for a while now. Knowing... What I probably like about him is that he probably uses Nair to down smash a lot for kill finishes. Which I don't really talk about what makes this Smash Bros. Player extremely good. But ESAM, he makes his character look easy. Of course, Pikachu does do better. Even though heavies are probably the worst matchup to Pikachu, knowing that Pikachu can just combo them extremely like crazy. Heavies are combo food to this character. Knowing we've not really seen that much Pikachu wins offline with ESAM, but he did win a glitch tournament, so we can't really say much about that. And from this day point on, I think ESAM still plays this character. He even got sick. Even with that, Pikachu is still extremely good online. But I'm not really much of an online person, so he did get second in his region Smash World Tour, losing to the best Ryu/Ken player online. But even though with that, it's still not enough to bring Pikachu down. I just hope we see more people play Pikachu this day because ESAM's probably like the only best Pikachu player out here right now. Most people say Pikachu is the best character in the game. I agree with that. And he's just been the best character in the game for a long time. I don't think this character would ever be terrible. But even though with that, I think we've included this whole tier list. This is probably the best tier list we've gone through. Thank y'all so much for sticking with me through the beginning from the low tier area, which we started like about 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure. But I think we actually did it. I think I did a pretty decent job. Let me know if I did or not. Well, thank you so much for watching this series video. I hope you all enjoyed watching what I think about all these characters are. I just hope I get more... I just feel like my opinion matters, not only the top players, but I don't really get as well known as they do. But if you see me on it, just follow me on Captain Ultimate on all social media platforms, really. But I think that's going to be it. Thank you all so much for watching this. See y'all with the next video. I don't know when it's going to be, but hopefully it's going to be good. And just enjoy y'all summer. We're grinding through this.